Hi, everybody. I'm here to start coding with you guys. I'm going to try to make it quick for everybody. There's some great developers out there who actually know just as much as I do. A little introduction. I've been coding for about 4 or 5 years, started with MySpace layouts, inline coding, friend ID tagging to make sure that I don't get my credit stolen. But I'm a coder and I professionally do front-end web developer. I'm a front-end web developer for Dealertrack Technologies. This is just a coding 101. I had a few people reach out to me about just learning HTML5, CSS3, and some JavaScript. I don't think I'm going to go as far as JavaScript today because if you don't know the basics, you're probably not going to understand JavaScript. But I'm going to go ahead and get you guys started. If you're following along, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. It's really not about me, it's about this code, which you can find just as appealing, I suppose. So I'm going to use Sublime Text 3 or Dreamweaver. Those are the two ones I use. A lot of people I know use Edit Plus. Some people can, if you don't have these coding softwares downloaded, feel free to go to CodePen online, which is the online software text editor. There's also JS Fiddle. If you want to use that, I prefer that because you can load it with your own library, and CodePen's a little glitchy. So without further hesitation, let's go ahead and get started so you guys can learn how to code HTML5 and CSS3. Okay. Okay. All right. So I thought I had Dreamweaver pulled up. It might be loaded somewhere in the background. Let's double check it. So if you see me work my Mac like a Windows computer, it's because I'm used to Windows. So let's go ahead. Dreamweaver is trying to pop up now, so we're going to give that a chance. And feel free to let me know what you want to learn. So right now, I'm just going to get some things going for you guys. See, there's no viewer, so I'm going to go ahead and just set up the system so you can see what you want to see when it does get set up. Okay. Come on, Dreamweaver. If anyone has any ideas on how to make my MacBook faster, let me know. Dev Life, I really need it. So any suggestions, please throw them at me. Okay. Your entire camera. Oh, you see that? So my Adobe Dreamweaver expired. That's good to know before I start work. But no worries, we're still going to have shop. Let's go ahead and go to Sublime Text. I prefer Sublime Text as well. It's a little bit lighter than Dreamweaver, and if you're a coder, you can get really sidetracked using Dreamweaver because it's all predictive, so it's going to tell you what your code is, and that's not good. Okay, so if you're looking in, you can notice that I do have my screen shared. I started with a template from W3 Schools. That's W3 Schools. You can Google it. It's actually like a certification where you can learn all types of code. It's a great resource. Also, let me let you see this. Also, stop screen share, please. Okay. Also, I have a few books. So this is something that I use as a resource. It's The Modern Web. It's by Peter Gaston. It actually teaches you HTML5, CSS3, and JavaScript. So if you don't have resources at home, I recommend them. HTML5 in Easy Steps. Really great books. Another book by Peter Gaston I have is CSS3. These are just fundamentals of HTML5 and CSS3, something that I like using because it really generates the mind. And if you don't know already coding, it's so much easier to get a book instead of going online trying to code surf everything through Stack Overflow and all the other resources online. So there you guys go. I got these 3 books. that are going to help us, sort of. If not, help me. But I'm going to help you guys out by showing you guys some basic code. So right back to it. Let's go. Okay, so we got the doc type /HTML. You always want to let your browser know exactly what type of document type you're using. You also want to know HTML, which is the coding language you're going to be speaking in. Some people do HTML and then they tell them the computer what language they're using. Since we're in America, I don't think we need to specify UTF-8 and all that stuff, but it's really pretty to have in your code if you're trying to go to a job and they want to know that you know the basics. Anyways, so right now we have a basic header. And to view this, you would save it, which is very simple. Save your document. It's really easy to create your first page. And when you create your first page, you want to save it as index.html. Okay, so why do you want to save it as index.html? Because when your browser views it, index.html is also considered the first home page. So it's also like home. And I like to put my stuff in blue because I remember that it's there. Okay, so I'm going to go to my Finder so we can view it. So you can kind of see what it looks like already before I do anything to it. Okay, see, I would have been lost already. So go to blue or whatever you put it in, and it's not in blue. Okay, no worries though. That's the fun about this. We learn together. Okay, so I'm gonna put it in blue like I just did. I know you saw that. Okay, but instead I'm gonna put it in my document so we don't have to do this again. Okay, so let's go back. Where's your documents? And then for the blue index file, which is right there. Okay, so what I want it to do is go ahead and not open the HTML. I want it to open it with, my computer is set to Chrome, I think. I want Safari because my Chrome seems like it has a virus, which is like Chrome. See, default. No, we're gonna go to Safari, open it up, and view it. There you go. You got your first page, my first heading, and my first paragraph. Huh, you guys are naturals. Okay, so say you're like, okay, that's pretty and all, but I want it to look different. Like, that's so basic, right? We don't want to be basic, y'all. Okay, so in your heading section, which is where you keep, you'll want to keep like meta tags in there. You want to keep your where you're referencing your links to. Everything in your head is kind of like your brain of your page. The body is what's going to show. So think of it as a person. The head is going to be like the brain. It's something that you stimulate and you kind of don't really see too much on the page or the body. And the body is going to be that first impression, what you're going to see when you get to the page. So in our head, I'm going to put a link to our CSS, which we have not created yet. So don't freak out. It's going to be css.css, or it could be index.css, anything, myfiles.css, okay? So that's what it is. And you want to link it. I'm sorry, I haven't embedded CSS. I wish I was in Dreamweaver. So yeah, that's where we go to W3 Schools. And then you can easily find these resources. Now I have my book right here, so I'm just doing this so you can see it instead of going to my book. But it's fairly simple to link a page to your first site initially. What you would do in this case is, give me 1 second. I apologize. Have this stuff ready for you guys next time. How about that? Cool. Okay. Any other coders out there, feel free to move me right along because we're all just learning today, which I know how to do this. I just have a brain fart, which will happen when coding. So make sure you take plenty of time to just breathe Sometimes you got to regroup too, because you can forget all these codes, but it's well worth it. Okay, so forget that. I just opened it up in my book, so I apologize. Okay, so subline, get back up. Perfect. Okay, so you want to aref it, link it to the file that you want. Then you want to title the page and say my CSS, and then you want to close it. Oh, you know what? This is if you're doing a direct link. If you just want to just link rel for the location equals my CSS style equals cast CSS. I think that would do it as well. Okay. File. Okay, file, save, open, new file, which is going to be the file my CSS. My CSS.css. So yes, you're going to realize that you're going to use a lot of files in this. So I save it as my CSS.css, which double check is the same as that. Sorry, I have a call. Can't talk right now, sis. Catch me out on Google Hangout if you need me. Okay, so you see, that's what we started with, this regular document. Okay, and then you guys want to add the link. So this is what that CSS is. Notice how everything is just here for you. You don't have to do anything. This is bad. This is inline styling. Do not do that. What we just did instead of inline styling in the head was actually just put the link to the CSS, so you don't have all that body HTML paragraph. You don't have that all included on your home page. That's going to cause your browser to actually be slower. So don't do that. It's a yucky habit. It's also a yucky habit of not indenting, but we'll get to that later. I do want to let you know that's not something you want to do in coding in the long run. Okay, so this is what link rel. This is actually what we just did. We create a page for our CSS, as you should. And then so in your CSS, if you want to add some elements such as either H1 color being a certain color, you'll want to take this code, add it to your CSS, and bada bing, bada boom, your HTML color, your background color will be light gray. Your HTML, H1 header, excuse me, will be blue, and your paragraph will be blue. Let's see how accurate that is, okay? Simple coding skills. Now you see that I'm just copying and pasting right now. I'm just doing that so you guys can have a basic look and feel of what you have to do. So basically it can be as simple as copying and pasting if you don't have technically what you want to see as aesthetically pleasing to your crowd. But anyways, let's go ahead and review it. Reload. Okay. My CSS, my CSS.css. All right. Okay, girl, I got your message. You see how messed up it went? That's not my fault. If we get my computer working, then we can just view it then. Okay, wow, that's really jacked up. Okay, come on, Mac, don't act like a Windows. You guys, I promise once my computer acts right, we can get right back to business. Yeah, you don't want to reload the page. That's not cool. That is not cool. Okay. Since my computer glitched up, let's see what we can do to execute the problem. At this very moment, it would help to have two computers, which I apologize. I'm at home. I'm not at work where I had that luxury. Well, until then, you guys, I'm gonna text and try to get my computer going. Do whatever you like. Okay. You want to work, Mac? Oh, that's not good. It's really weird. It's allowing me to type, but I don't want it to look like this anymore. Are you not working, Mac? This could be a little embarrassing. I apologize. I'm having technical difficulties with my Mac. Uh-oh. Wow. Okay, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna shut off my computer. My files are saved, luckily, because if this was the real world, your stuff would just be asked out. But I actually think it's my Finder. Let me hide it. Hide. Go away. See you later. Ugh, it's not. I'm gonna have to shut down my computer. So I apologize for the quick delay. We'll be back up and running shortly.